Hey guys, I wanted to share a lesson that we learned yesterday while we are in the process of starting our business up and getting things open and going. A big part of our marketing plan has been to go around and talk to different businesses and just get to know them and see if we can meet any needs for them. And so in doing that, we've identified a certain number of businesses, and we actually just go in and walk in and just, hey, how you doing? We just want to meet you. And so far, it's went really well. Very surprising. Actually, maybe not very surprising, but kind of surprising. By and large, it's been a really welcoming reception by and large. However, we did end up having one that we walked into that wasn't so welcoming. And as it went on, the kind of got the brush off, and then we kind of pushed on, and then we just got the straight up rudely, we're not interested in anything you have to say to us. And it caught us both by surprise, I think, and just because we had such a warm reception everywhere else, and so it really took us by surprise, and we didn't handle it as well as I would have liked. We, just thanked them for their time and just wished them a good day and left. But I know that they saw that we were surprised, and that initial, even that just that quick second of surprise there really made us feel kind of more uncomfortable afterwards and kind of thinking about it and talking about it. And so we kind of took a couple of lessons from it. And one of those lessons is that you have to practice these things ahead of time. If you don't, whatever you don't practice, you won't respond in a way that you want to respond. You'll respond in your first instinct. And so what we've started doing is actually practicing what we're saying to the businesses, and then practicing those objections when they come up and how we will respond to it. Because it's always easy after something like that happens. You look back on it, you're like, oh, I should have said this or I should have said that. And if I had done that, that would have been perfect. But the bottom line was that when the person that we were talking to first raised that first objection, because we hadn't talked about it, we just pushed on with what we had been doing and what our habit was. And we knew in our mind that something was a little bit different here, but we didn't have a plan or an idea of how we were going to respond ahead of time. And so what happened was we just pushed on and kept doing what we normally do, and which is what we practiced. And so eventually she got ruder and ruder and ruder until eventually we were kind of left with no choice but to tell her to have a nice day and leave. And so in talking about it, one of the things that really was huge was that we need to get in agreement with the person. Even if they're objecting to what we're talking about, there's always a way that we can find to get an agreement with them. Just for an example, I was on a phone call the other day with a vendor, and their product wouldn't work for me. And it was really a turnoff because the person I was talking to started telling me how my system was wrong and how what the equipment that I have is wrong, and how it would be better if I had equipment that could work with theirs. And then just a few minutes ago, this was a couple of days ago. Then just a few minutes ago, I actually got off the phone with somebody from the same company, and as it turns out, here in a few months, they're going to be supporting the hardware that I have now. And I'm kind of excited about that. And I don't know if I'll make a switch to them at some point in the future, but it's possible now because he called and he talked to me and he agreed that my hardware was fine, and that there was a reason why I had chosen it. And so he got an agreement with me, and then I talked to him, and then we were able to find out that down the road he might actually be able to meet a need for me. And that was what we missed yesterday when we were talking to this person who was about to kick us out. And so that's something that I wanted to just kind of share with you guys is figure out what you want to say with the business or to businesses or to people that you're meeting and talking to about, either your business, your products, whatever it is that you're offering. Know ahead of time, have that normal flow of this is how I want to explain things, and this is how I want to share this, and then practice that until you have it down. And then go back from that, and you may not even be able to anticipate this. It may be something that happens after the fact. Like for us, once an objection came up, that we were like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. So when that happens, go back and say, okay, now if that happens, how can I get in agreement with this person? How can I say, yeah, I understand why you feel that way. I understand why you're not interested in what I'm selling you right now. And if you can keep that conversation going and make it about them and make it about what they're doing and how they're feeling, I think you're going to find that you have a lot more success. And at the very least, you're going to leave feeling a lot better and not feeling like, wow, I really could have done better there. And that's really at the end of the day what we're trying to do, is to get better, to always get better, and to keep practicing. So that's kind of my tip, my thought for the day. If you guys have anything to add to it, any of your own experiences, I'm still learning here, so I appreciate anything that you guys can share with me. So thanks. You guys have a great day. Have a great weekend. Bye.